I mean, let's just go down a comparison lane. When I left office, the debt to GDP was 57%. Today, the debt to GDP is more than 100%. It means if you take all Ghana's GDP and you turn it into money, you use it to pay all our debts and you still owe 3%. Our debt to GDP was 57%. And the optimum GDP for middle income countries that is recommended by the IMF is 60%. So we're even under the recommended debt to GDP. When we left office, the budget deficit was 6.6%. Today, the budget deficit, it even went to 15%. It has now started dropping. When we left office, inflation was 15.5%. Inflation under this government went to 54% and is only now dropping. It's about 30%. When we left office, cocoa production was 960,000 metric tons. And we went for syndication loan of $1.8 billion, brought $1.8 billion into this country. Today, cocoa production is under 500,000 tons. And when they went for syndication, they got only $800 million at 8%. We got 1.8 billion at 2%. And so what are you talking about? You can't compare the economy under us. When we left office, we gave you 2 new oil fields. All the work that we did as NDC was with one oil field, the Jubilee field. We worked and brought the 10th field and the Sankofa field into production. And so it made oil revenues triple. When we left office, we had solved Dumso. We bought enough generation. We established ESLA to pay the legacy debt. Today, Dumso is back. You can't pay the independent producers. And all of you know Dumso is back, just that they don't want to announce a timetable. Yesterday when I came to Tamale, the lights were off the whole day. And so, this thing they keep saying, Mahama left a mess, we came and repaired your mess. Before I left office, the IMF said that Ghana's economy was going to grow by 8%. And it grew by 8% and more in 2017. And in 2018, it dropped. When their own policies started kicking in, you look at the GDP growth rate. From the high of 8% that they inherited from me, the next year it went to 6 point something, 5 point something, until when COVID hit, it went to 0. So that myth about you left us a mess, you left us a mess. When you came into office, the Kufuor Eurobond was left with 270 million to pay. Where did you get that money to pay? Mahama left it in the sinking fund because I knew that debt was coming up. That was visionary because I knew that if a new government came, it was going to be difficult to find 270 million at once to pay off the Kufuor Eurobond. So we left it in the sinking fund. They came and met it. In October, they just took it and paid the Eurobond. And after that, they didn't put any money in the sinking fund again. That's why when COVID hit, we had no money to defend ourselves. I set up the stabilization fund. When COVID hit, they didn't know where to find money. We told them, go and look in the stabilization fund. I left money in there. Went and took 300 million, from the stabilization fund. I set up the Ghana Investment Infrastructure Fund, the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, and I put $270 million seed money in that fund. Today, that's what you are using to build your Agenda 111 hospitals. So how can I have left you a mess? They are good at propaganda. And so they just keep repeating something. Oh, we came and met your mess. We came and met your mess. In 2016, for the first time in Ghana's history, We ran the government budget without taking 1 CD from the Bank of Ghana, 0 borrowing from Central Bank. You in 2021, 42 billion you made Central Bank print for you. The following year, 2022, 35 billion you made Central Bank print for you. And that is why today Central Bank is broke, because it made a loss of more than 60 billion cedis. When I was president, Central Bank made a profit of more than 1 billion cedis. And so that propaganda must stop once and for all. You didn't inherit a mess. You inherited an economy that was doing well. It is you, by your mismanagement, your clueless finance minister, and your clueless head of economic management team, who now wants to run away from economic issues to become the
Abusia and then so yawada ye share Amanyosem Jumedi fi sabre kosi no ba ko bebo no ye Ghana Huntor na me kan say 2024 no ane ye kanu ane ye wramu no say de ye twen ye December e beko akwakoto aba na menguso an kan say ene ye 16th for ene ye 15 February I say February bosum no apaimu amada ba kokra abeka ho na so ye ka say Electoral Commission CI the beto aba 2024 ye nim ye ka say 2024 afimu was say Electoral Commission or yet another limited voter registration exercise. After limited voter registration exercise, no, I was say Electoral Commission a voter exhibition exercise. Now will be registered and to her. Now I the Ghana ni bia what true within that even crowd to about 2020 no e be say be the ntubia kwa say within a womb. Baby I to aba no ehọ na yesi wudin wo wudin no se de esi atro na sa pepepe Electoral Commission ni nyina wi a afi wakọ no akọ clean register no na wa prepare final register de beto aba 2024 and it's anyama no ade a Electoral Commission okosroba form obeye because ade da ho se wo ye but bosumi mienu ewa afi mu na yesi mu a apamu yi see ameno kase ni ebeka se ye wo barely 10 months bosumidu ni ekwa akoto aba nanso bosumidu no kra na enu papa o bosumidu no angasa kra na enu papa but Electoral Commission CI de beto aba no enya emae enti ya nka ni amfa nkompa ibom ne nka Electoral Commission be se bia omure na afia erade enkan omo because 2024 election dey tinkwam nko ade e wo se eba so. Me can also share live original TV so social media handles no original TV GH obetimi ahwe ono afule on so ma ye Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok ko nyina betimi ahwe sanso na akọ Huntor TV me page a ho so betimi ahwe wo hobby na se o hwe no pass o comment ni akenkan comment no so ha e de amount no actually no WhatsApp number na the screen so no no so wo dia betimi no adwen kire si so dia ba no ye ntimi ankan WhatsApp messages ye nya technical inches and bibia Adam sisi amenu kase me hu se ye wo about 12 messages a hit your system sisi ya you so betimi do messages na ba na ye brepa makenkan ade amamidin e de Huntor from the captain of the dress ba ye nhwe ene ba ko mienu bi ansana ya bawra ensemo ankasa emu me kan se nyame ya adomu a ochina eye ochini fie eye February 16 petrol bo e kosoro ohamabu pen 6.6 ohamabu pen si achiripo nsia na diesel ebo e kosoro ohamabu pen nwotwe achiripo eye baako enti diesel e kosoro 8.1% na petrol e kosoro 6.6%. And it is me car me use Toyota Corolla. Me fill tanker 700 Ghana cedis. And it is no so me person me fill me tanker 6% no e be 42 Ghana cedis. So I have to pay 742 Ghana cedis at 2 pesos akra esa edechiri. And sana metimi etua metimi atoye me petrol the same amount. The emphasis me car no say a diesel na me use and me tua the same amount a year 700 Ghana cedis na say a diesel I was 57 Ghana cedis eka ho and sana matimi afele me tank to china na a take effect enti petrol bo no yesi afefoforo mu asase na we dey ahyase abrane mu 6% 8% na eco straight enti yenka na yenhye ne so yegusu aye wo Dr. Muhammad Baumia vision na no o express here Dr. Baumia kire na niswadi hunu kansem ahodo bebre se eniama ahodo oba obeye na ne nsem okan no emu ba ko ne se so oba obere se national service ye kasa sesi no eye ohye se Ghana suani bia wawie eyesua pon tertiary no obesom oman no afe baako ansa na obeye adwuma waye Dr. Baumia se on de oba sa onhye no obeyi afiri oni se omane nye compulsory bio na yenko national service for omo website na yenhwe national service omo gina ene de omo eye empanyimfo we ena da national service omo ena manage bibia ewo honum na akọ national service na omo ankasa website do ma tro ho ni o see the scheme is mandated to deploy a pool of skilled manpower drawn primarily from tertiary institutions to support the development effort of both the public and private sectors in Ghana. Or say national service no eye akwan aban efa so mandated or mobotai ni say asuafo awie suapo ahodo no ye twe omunim de no de akoboa aban adwuma mu ni ankrankra adwuma mu. Established in 1973, the National Service Scheme is a government of Ghana program under Ministry of Education of Ghana with the National Secretariat in Accra and offices in all administrative regions and districts across the country. The scheme is mandated to deploy a pool of skilled manpower drawn primarily from tertiary institutions to support the development effort of both the public and private sectors in Ghana. Although it is a citizenry requirement for all Ghanaians who are 18 years above, is currently limited to and mandatory for all Ghanaians graduating from tertiary educational institutions who are not less than 18 years old. The original intent of the deploying freshly graduating youth under the NSS arrangement is to ensure that priority sectors of our national life are never lacking in the requisite human resources needed for development. Enti wachewa say national service no kane no de nanka wo wi a wanya mfihye du ngoche no kwa but say de eye onhye eye mandatory say obetumi aye na de enti a omoye ne saa ne say ebra ne bre nyina ye benya adwumayefo a ebeboa awankrankra adwuma mu ene aban adwuma mu na aboa maye atumi anya adwumayefo na afeso asa a prepare eye emabunu no no mo so akwakoye adwuma entokwa omasimo mo eka no mandate of the scheme the scheme is currently constituted provides newly qualified graduates with the opportunity to have practical exposure on the job both in the public and the private sectors as part of their civic responsibility to the state. It also provides user agencies with the opportunity to satisfy their manpower needs and affords communities that would otherwise have difficulties in accessing mainstream development initiatives and access to improve social services through community services. So mo mandate ni say one ebokwan ama osuani no a wakosua ade ewo school mo no practical do kosua ne book mo no obeye practical fe do obeye ama ya hwe enti emakwan ema so osuani no enya yem yenhwe eyentete so aka ho na afi so enwumaku ahodo ene aban so ehoro wodo bia wo miamia ahodo bibra omo de mpempi omo nhye da nya adwumafo omo beye adwuma eye mainstream no etimi di bi akọ enti wo hwe ti se teacherfo a o teacher training no wi aka ne no teacher training wi a na bia akura bia se a the teacher ni bi kura course won kọ no the national service person na akọ ho no akọ ye adwuma akọ kire mofra na de for 1 year se de bia de bia no ye betimi a balance. That is the purpose. But Dr. Muhammad Baumia say ono de obeye omampani a obe make sure say enye mandatory opa na beye ompa amenye ope adwuma Dr. Muhammad Bawumia enhyehyɛ no no emamre fi sɛ Dr. Muhammad Bawumia as a Ghanaian on national service no wa bi because ono wie no school abrochire international service no wa bi but a mandate a national service a kyese a adwuma osuma osum ede ama oman yehu ne se school ahodo akɔ so okɔ private school so okɔ government school oman no na hide saa hyehyɛ na gu akwam no nya so mfaso de enti wo wie suapɔn no a besom oman no afe ansana watimi akwakoye adwuma their core objective omobotaye ene say encourage the spirit of national service among all segments of Ghanaian society in the effort of nation building through active participation. Say, omohwe se sunsumu a beboa Ghana ni bia benya akoma say mesuma ye adwuma pa e de abo man Ghana undertake project designed to combat hunger, illiteracy, disease and unemployment in Ghana. Omohwe se omotu anamo a ebeboa amia koatia ekom afi nwumesua a ewo from illiteracy and disease to be here your nurse for ne nkrofo bebra omowie a ye do mokọ omoboa eba no se yade eba yetimiti to omo kono mo hwe omo na hwe etike data area ha yade we ha ekwan be na munsuo omo ye research ni nyina no mo de aba achereche for so boama nwumesua koso help provides essential services and amenities particularly in towns and villages of the rural areas of Ghana. They say any a we nkrase no a yempi teacher ni owie school no ye adwuma na ka che ye posting ni ba obedi wacha bosome miensa afi bosome nsia no okọ ye de saa nursing training ye kan say teacher training fo ne do makọ no makoboa nkrum kitwa na hosungumesu atimi akoso develop skilled manpower through practical training afi so ema o ye mienhwe yesua hunu ukusua de school mu ba watimi enya promote national unity and strengthen the bond of common citizenship among Ghanaians. Yobu on mo oko school no oko Legon obi so eko twebewia teacher training college but wait when am national service no me to metimi kokohia we sua doctor nurse adwuma we national service no obi anya yonko a otimi edeko enti oba sectors ahodo a ye employ mu ya de omukọ ye adwuma agriculture yekuaye ye do omukọ ho rural development inkrase ni nkronketwa mpuntuo yedom ko local government eno so sa nkronketwa emamoni mpuntuo so koso afa youth programs media ahodo a yede boa emabunu enso yedom ko ho health apomudin atenaye aso ye anafe education ho ene no boko so national service no enye ade bi ase bi obi kan ye fene ye ade won nsusuanso ayeye afi bia no Ghana has say aban anase private school ni public school nyina no ye produce over 100,000 graduates. 100,000 graduates. Now this 100,000 graduates no dodo one ye unemployed. We say national service na eboa ma man Ghana etimi aboa ama yetimi anya adwumafo no a eno so na eboa ma nkrofo bebre wie omo university a first year na wanya adwuma no because of national service ni no saa wa awie kakra na ye eba no ehwo na bebre so de me hwe omo ho national service ni mu ane binum di nya adwuma ede eye enti se we free ho no mu a it comes with a very great consequences Dr. Muhammad Bawumia chese one de enyo sheto pa na abeye opa menye. So this is Dr. Muhammad Bawumia the vision. Now let's wait and see how it goes. Balance na metrans ma mi ahoma ni ntuma na so frɛ kyerɛ wadwen ansa na mpanyifo abedwo madwa e wo video mba pacho number na de to screen si o de afa na frɛ wo kyerɛ wadwen wo fa ni wo frɛ ni afa wo 1 minute 1 minute we be odin wo be kyerɛ ba bia wo kasa free na afi wo do wadwen kyerɛ e de aba. Hello first caller. Hello first caller pacho din ba bia kasa free.
Ya wonta
bini ampacho ikonia na
iko ni onto.
Me te won ka cha papa. O ko sha hin.
Onto na me ya de bi ntina ama na mi ntini emba no.
Okay. Entie we. 1 minute.
Onto me bo abaso ni ejuma pa wo de bo man Ghana. Cause we should the way anything bia oba utini makwale so kwalso mo nchiro ma bia nyankopon nchiro pa na nyankopon to condemn. E bia ujuma upese bia nyankopon ma na enye de be du ho ma. Onto wo hwe we national services say we ya wo kan na Oh, bow me any MP Taba, or my uncle Proby to sell my to sell Omonia Tibiama, Amo Pese, the Dianomudia politics, the Domudia politics. Wouldn't say a day now about we could deny now all kinds of seminal. Wouldn't say in media stages, be a call universities, Mamma Muko, school, Kalani, the sound say, or movie sound say, or movie sound say. Anti-South policy now, I buy myself about the best national service in a mandate, I'm just or catch red journalist for me say, Saturday, no money and for so I'm on time because no money experience here, the film, I'm on my baby, and who is still on the more, and then look out to the community, who parties the Papuni now, real school, the Pano, about to pay Mayana, and the only experience or the Papoyes manner, because you can 1 year now, they take care of national service now, or because experience no they are for you and this a way mandate to power by power something now would say every school palano oh say oh we should mind papa we didn't say sometimes we will wait now the beyond market say sayaka adian who go be ya to my bra and find the kwato because in a one say who is now, first, my Ghana and son about the news, but permanent no why. Now, now,
okay, that's saying Yaiko. That's Papa, 1 minute no aso. No bisu so embrebie. But also bet me afre, offer near far, lower your TV set and the entry common a year of phone. So 1 minute over Chirawadring, national service, umbe here. See, be credit free or Dr. Muhammad Bomia so by president on any day, and your share, Yaka say your share, but to Sunday and your share. Hello.
Good evening, Huntor.
Good evening, Opening Cassie and Patrolin Baby Akasafi.
I'm a catapult at Huntor.
I'm Patrolin Opening.
I don't know my own mountain, but I'm not serious. I don't know because to national service. And I have been a pair and FPP person over 3 years. But you can say, Ministry can
okay. Yeah, that's Papa. You know, afraid from a Sharibo train, patch also bet me after minia line at that screen. See how the out friend near far. No one low TV set and no watch the 1 minute. National service and who be here. Say you be a few Hana, say a man or share. Yakasen a mandatory. Say we are Ghana Swiany now we see upon one. Obey a Juma small minor a fake backo. Na fe baako no na wo de hu we de sua hu no practical said the beya ubenya experience enti sa fe baako na chi na apply wa adwuma na ebisa so na wo kra no experience wa atimi ka so me koye adwuma o Metro TV me no ka so ba ya adwuma mu ha ye bosumi bia na sa cha bosumi miensa bia almost every semester me no ka say ye wo intern for bs 20 e wo original TV original FM and Metro TV adom ye ni say ya kire mo ade no wo school mu said ye TV production, ye radio production, ye news production, ya chere, ye theory no. Na omo ba ha se ya na ha no mbesua practical no. Se ye ka so okay, ye free be Slack, e dey any Slack, ye say ye editing, ye edit video no, ye den, ye say ye sound no, send ye see ye no. Afi ye cameras no ye control ni say ni nyina practical no aba besua. Ento be free ha bosome miensa na obesa ko back to school no. Na ya man krate di adanse se send pessimesi wa ba besua bi and most of them omobo munye adwuma oba ye graphic team sisi a emranti omo ye graphic designing omo design de wo wase lower third eye wo ho nyina no omo be ye internship omo be ye omo service wa ha intern omo wie ye no omo body montin ye fa omo adwuma. That's how it is. Hello caller. Opening patrol our TV set near Casa of phones within the baby Acasafi. Me patcha me say onya we say afano ntimunyi no na ye obefu fro emra patcho betimi afre ofre near far lower your TV set no na afi ye ntwetwe nkomo no e wo phone no so pepepe se de ye no no ye nua na ba ya wantimi anyina so ye yi wo no o wakwanya so betimi ababim ne mo ba na se fawa na wa concentrate ye nkasa. Hello Opening kasi empajodin baby Acasafi.
Yo, your friend Osman na overcome. Me prefer Sunyane.
Okay, Pachenti Osman.
Sunyane ya ima.
Okay, Pachenti Osman.
Yo. Masa mene say wangu. Dr. Mahmoud ba mi amislen di sifo say. Omo kodina ba dia na se. Omo ye campaign. then sama o company 2016 no omon body na ayi e fan sen omon fa TV so omon body na ono amuntie ba bi omon be kopia omon mo no ono antie then sama o kaya a na wa dan na no e kasa antem no so because yenyan kora o Ghana ha what that die fit tete aba tun ne and no by hotel dey working one frame baby a hoto no one dey wa fa until say ni for so munya campaign yi na ba o mian nsam na o kan dey en fa kwan ba dia
okay yes that's papa so afre pacho so betimi afre a kire waje wo frɛ ne ye fa me pacho wo 1 minute say o betimi a kire wadwen e dey afa national service no ye ka say mandatory o hye so wie university a owie tertiary institution a wo be small man no afi Dr. Baomi asese Ghana for to abama no be president 2025 a one de enya afi opa na be ye opa ma enye hello opinion pacho de ba bia kasafi
Kaswa
me pacho de
me bo original TV so na here
me pacho original TV so udin the same
from Mr. Japan
pacho enti ere Japan yenti o
Mr. Japan
Mr. Japan me pacho lowa TV ni said de adikanfo ne ye no lowa TV no ne ankasa wo phone so
yo matiwa yes any say adomo se nka de
pacho ayete wonka pacho munyi Mr. Japan onye ready Mr. Japan ye ready obesa ababiem pacho wo frɛ ne ye fa lower your TV set no untimi wo kase wo kasa opese wo te wonsam na wo kana wo TV ni so a ebema ye feedback ewa hasei enti se wo frɛ na ye nya peke wo call ni say pa na wa lower wo TV set no komo no ye ni no phone no mu sade obi frɛ ya o kasa ya wo te ye no saa na wo so se wo kasa obi aso ebete ne mo kasa wo pese wo tie wan kasa ho de a ebema ye feedback a untumi enyina so me pacho emfa last caller na fe yemra fie na yemeto aso ewo ye studio pacho frɛ ne ye fa 1 minute so betimi a kire wadwo hello last caller
me ana me no kasa be bro ma me kasa so ade no me zuma lo mi TV
Mr. Japan the entia ye lower awo no still na wo kasa na yete wonne no o TV no so ntini lower no to pacho 1 minute kire wadwen
me lower ana ma lower no afi me kasa so mo pese mo tie me
okay pacho 1 minute kire wadwen o 1 minute pacho kire wadwen
ye tie ni say let me be sound to say say never no say me car owner na se me pay drivers abe kamika na so bi baka say oye mate na se driver so ka say me driver but when na do car no be man
mate any license but driver the obi are satisfied so oye driver no license intimi de be ma obi owo eye license oye driver nye mate
enji Dr. Baomi baka say oye mate enji si ano no na oba beji car na car the driver wo ha ade ti na mo me impress de car no be ma driver na mo wachika no no atumi dia cost safety since o no say oye mate a only license no hwie egu ade na be enji Ghana for ya nyina ho say ye pe driver enye mate ni ye pe izobi so ye mate a na wo be kamika me fa car ni ma driver mo ba na me de car be ma no Ghana for ya nyina ho say asem o kai no say so me na me hwe mo so me na hwe ye so no hwe ene ene ni pastori nyati ye na ma say mo nkoso na nioma ba mi akeka na ni nyina abon so no mo ma yenkoso hu oba ko ka se fundamentals are weak no ni nyina eri ni ne enso opeso odane no yango ko nshira mo say mo guso amoye program ay God bless you
ya bin shira wo so eye opinyi Japan from eye kasoa na ono so afre pacho so betimi afre na wa kire wadwe na network ne pese a play yes stubborn but obo oye den cry na ye be show ni pepepe so and sa pepepe ne ko so na send no messages ni bra because ma won say messages ni bi wo system ni mu a eye bounce back ameba na be kinkan e de amount former chief of staff Yera Julius Debra eka assembly 2016 ebra no mo ye campaign na me no ka say one of the things go viral we social media no so a o ma ye ni cartoon na no na me pese me yi e ma wo hwe ya ye network so aye no ho bibie o hoi to data board den yes 4G the me fa at least 2-3 callers bin ka home pacho more activity line me fa 2 callers bin ka once we are waiting for the network to bounce back na fe ya to so enti ya yesterday hello caller okay
hello, good evening
open kase pacho din ba bia kasa fi
I'm pacho me din the bar na kasa fi
amakum kumase
the pacho ane
pacho yentio
yeah Ghana politics as a media all kind of can say this Mahama so oba ba umna so say mana kwayemo so so nye de embra na omo yes ba umia ni asibia no Mahama de ni bisa so on the samana bisa ko for no mo kasa no omo nyina omo ye maako ya timam for na what ye hwene ya adwi say ya ba to abai mo bi nyina say okofa ballot BSC na so ko die tira sendia me ya de me yakuno o say ni pa no de won kwakwa o de won kwa de etwa so
no correct
obi a hwene life ye me politicians na de entertainment to aba o de o ko na so o to kwakwa o to a wonya nto bo ase no aba fi na we mu de bi o machi a se de kufa do se so no de o ye no saa na Mahama so bo beto aso saa na ba unya so bo no de beto aso nti na ye hwe ye ho so yi empese mekano
okay yeah that's papa you know yourself so afra kire wadwen afa ye hwe eye cartoon na TV3 for eye way air cartoon was so Julius was right after all 2016 I had 2016 and I had 2024 so 2016 a brand this for a campaign no honorable Julius Deborah then chief of staff eko Zongus no catch so or say keep your brother the driver referring to President Mahama Sabra President Mahama net here kunya say mun keep on or say because your brother who will be the mate Vice President DMB can do foco kaya so Mahama na driver nti mun fa ne saa na mun nua ba ko no ba umia ne de one de oye mate ontimi nya hwe omanti enti 2024 dika to the HS afede ye nuanom semfo anase zongo so omanti no say 2024 omode ode aba say mami fa last caller mami nwi na fe fa last caller but I was take your stone I say we didn't heed your advice in 2016 now the mate has confessed that truly he couldn't do foco also jobo mate na ajatum say ampa wantimi anya hwe na Julius also we say that wallahi Julius you said it too we say we will bring back our brother the experienced driver JM so this is the cartoon I feel last caller hello mini ampacho di babia kasa fi uro twa to ne
yes I'm coach abore me kasa fi serioso
e pacho yenti serioso
e pacho ani
okay pacho yenti o fa yewi course no
da masini ni mapam jawaga na mai
so da wase so afre
ko masem no okay maunu ba umia aka it's a toilet man na aje na o tiri national service na ye di tete nkofo ma o manye CS no usu ba ubukem onye oba obiche bibiam anye mo ma ile ji ono ankasa ba ni ba kwa bo so oba obiche na national service amen come on
amen yes yeah that's pass wa frɛ so nyame enka ho ye fa frɛ fo bia bia ma fe do person kyerɛ wadwa WhatsApp number for adwen kyerɛ si so fa brɛ ne nkenkan emfa emawo yentie Vice President Dr. Muhammad Bawumia ne kakra na fe ye ba ya beto aso mpanyufo adwomadwa ha
yeah be see toilets in all yeah be see 8 unit toilets 8 unit toilets 32 toilets in all
they take your IC. This government, they put delivery trackers, so toilet be district assembly them work. Why national government, they tell people waiting you do, then toilet be district assembly. That one we know the count.
Next month, ladies and gentlemen, we are digitizing the school feeding program. And next month I will launch we looked at it last week. It's all set. Next month we will launch a digitized school feeding program we will know every school in the country every day. If you feed them rice and beans, we will know how many students you have fed. We will know.
We are not at the GPRT. We are not at the GPRT. We have not get directives from our people.
We are saying, I said, why said I paper to show.
Okay, so yes, Ababiuma, Mema, Aquabiuma, Amanyosem, you may go to original TV in Penufajo Majawa has say, and can Aquaquaya, what do I need to Yenia Julius, when I'm Quanso or sounds in your divine dear, Bibia Sankan, you may DMT, and they want to me, Emma, but Yera, Kwaku, do Jamfidia, political analyst and network engineer by profession, on so. Abedu Fidemo. Ajaku, Akaba.
Yenya Huntor.
Apomia dear.
Another Roma.
How was your weekend?
It's been good. The week has been good.
The radiasi. Yenshas yem say na nebo na nanya babedu. Nana adodan kwaku fuado His Excellency yet ne reshuffle MPP majority in parliament etu hwetua for some month enam so ma ye ka say MPP party nimpenyin force so ebeka bia fedo mampeni ajetum aye reshuffle no ade abase de si ehuno. So as you can see ya no me show ne san show bio ye greater Accra bank ramantem hasia is a honorable titles ni kwatikwet Titus Glover ono ena eye minister eye Henry Kota no ye greater Accra regional minister na yini na ko interior as one eye oswafo he amanwe ensem so ena honorable Ambrose Derry de omampeni agindibre ede free ninsem sanso so ana ko minister of finance kasam no ntoto ya Dr. Mohammed Adam Amin Anta ono ena yede na babe minister for finance ena kanofuriato omampeni eyino nanso position a yekeka se omampeni dia makanofuriata no eso sene minister for finance ne kura za ko SSC ono ne betu aban fo ewo aban si kasam no ntoto ya obosia abo eni dwadie bia no ne betu aban fo it means recommendation be free about no ne be make sure until omu ni say the position is bigger than minister of finance na ko minister of information Fatima to Abubakar no deputy minister information say on na be substantive ana odumanya for kojo opon kroma yi no ye de na eko works and housing aswe enyuma ene adansi ensem so oswafo no works and housing Francis Asenso Boache omampeni yi no e de ne ko roads and highways aswe ahwe akwantempo ensem so ena oswafo no opinion no oswafo hwe akwantempo ensem so kwasi amwakwata ono so omampeni agene debre e de freni nsem yewra Dr. Bernard Oko Boy on na CEO Edema National Insurance Scheme omampeni sisi o mbe oswafo be apom den nsem so kwaku agima manu minister for health omampeni ahwanase akunya yako aswe ahwe ma ne nipa bambo nsem so ye die nsem so memu a awura onumonyamfo da ko Newman ono na ese minister for gender and social protection ena Zuela Lariba omampeni eyino betima aka so ono the shortest year 7 minister obe 7 ministry hono because ono ma Mrs. Labranda pa resign no mu ano omampeni nominate ni se onko nonko kuta sa di brenu money se ene ya saje efe ni nsem no sa so ne cost sanitation west and housing baby na ma Mrs. Labranda pa wodi ndibre eto hono a Mrs. Labranda pa resign no ana di Frida Prempe eko homa no koyeye less than 6 months Frida Prempe has been kicked out mampeni eyine de Lydia Al-Hassan Sarah mo na yema shebedwani ma man from ayawa so west wogon ono no mampeni ndi na akọ so afọ a na ohwe akwansra ana sensra hwe dwumadi ensam so tourism Dr. Mohammed Awa mampeni eyina free abanum de Andu Ejapa Masa na akwa kwhye so nko so afọ behwe akwansra ene ensra hwe dwumadi so ewo omamunti we ni sakraya mampeni ejaku reshuffle saying and I will see your general view about this reshuffle.
Tomorrow I make sure it's here for. Me who reshuffle be a reshuffle. Me who I say I promote to finance minister. I then I call portfolio. She say I only accountable to Ghana full bill. It says going forward, no, ni dwumadie bia ni ho a Ghana fo betimi scrutinize no yentumi emusa no se eba ne sen na we call sen eba ne sen na we call sen because position na Mr. Akufo-Addo de amana no enam constitution nim enti sisi e de e fa se ye kwa akobọ bosia wa amanone e fa se sika bi fra amanone ba e fa se Ghana ye kodi dwa wa amanone e hu
nkontabu
nkomo e hu nkomo nyina no kanoforiata na ebedi Ghana nim ewo adwaman so na nye we ne ye ka che President Akufo-Addo so wonye ya nka nche President Akufo-Addo say wonye substitutions enye substitution ye kan ye say onti ministers no so 123 ministers no ne say baby a Ghana edu no any performance a omo display for the past 7 years no na administration no doesn't merit 123 ministers into all reduce it. So what I was expecting and they say and can ye ka say President Akufo-Addo ministries ni bi na esu nim faso no o creative for the job for the boys no and ko betimi aye den akeka bia bobom aka how many months near co-elections just barely about 10 months near co-elections enti they na me expecting say enka ministries ni bi na ye hunu mfaso bi a ewo so no obekeka ministries ni bi abom na waja ebinim kwan ama omakotena fi sene ebe ya sika ye spend on government machinery no ebetimi aye den abafom na ka aboa kra ma those ministers na omo ye MPs na omo call for re-elections no omotimi enya abra ko omo constituency akoye de omo betimi aye den aye but then ubeye elimination by substitution methods here waye what you say na wodane ade nani na obeka che say where you can oforiata into akofa energy expert e de naba as finance minister Huntor unim de ewum in my view in my opinion enye se President Akufo-Addo person wo yi can oforiata efri ho na emum ohwe enioma kenoforiata eye wo ministry ho na ono ankasa na oye president no oni control e wo ministry of finance ho ne kenoforiata be sori e be sini trimu bia so person wo ye bia no he doesn't consult President Akufo-Addo. He doesn't consult anybody. In actual fact, kenoforiata was not answerable to anyone. Ono obi in question no to onwa ni onwa fi so ya no ho beto no eno no obeye anya ne saa the best thing kenoforiata should have done after say people from his own political party akache and say he should resign onfa adwuma ne nto ho honorably kenoforiata would have just penned down his resignations say adwuma no mintimi nyedey mintimi nyebiem. So he leaves office with some kind of credibility kakra rather than say any president who say baby a okeka kono enya de obetimi na ye adwuma biem into wapam no. That is the interpretation yapam so president so ntumi no nya adwuma biem ana anya
no yes yasesa ne dibre no
ye na di e di bre de man any portfolio portfolio
ye na di
dibre na de man no a recognized portfolio
so o mampeni na ma adwuma se bra na betu mefo because say on eba be ye finance ye obetu abanfo e wo sika 7 no ntote ho aban so okobobosia aban financial market bibia no on betu abanfo na se wo na betu abanfo ade kire ne se na finance minister na waba sisia no so no kra
finance minister caretaker
ya do obey nye ni caretaker yen fan so oye designate so okover TV no she na adwuma say anta e she na adwuma say also obeko appointment committee
normal vetting
and they have to vet all of them all appointee or my appointment member to nyina we are here to hear from the parliament. I know say maybe from next week go in they will set a date now omo vet omo wie na say successful they will go. So what it means is say finance minister no ba sisi ano say ono kra den hyehyeye ba emphasize kasa no totie ho a Omampeni Akufuado ebeji afutuo African ofuriata ho say the finance minister ne dey ba no eye ebeboa menyintum mensan ansa na aba
mete ho asio meba ho meba the current guy that has been appointed. I'll come to him, but the American say there were calls from even MPP led by Honorable Apia Kubi. Say omom pe ken oforiata bi. What you say? See what we are made to believe. And they say the Ministry of Finance is in charge of the economic management of our economy, of our country. As far as I know, nobody has the constitutional right to manage our economy except the finance minister. And he said President Akufo-Addo de Kenoforiata akosi baby say ono no me advising on international trade and whatever. And what I'm saying is that portfolio is not recognized by the constitution. Enti emma yen Ghana for ye ho kwan.
It's recognized by because constitution nema omampeni kwan. Un say ye were minister for food and agriculture, oko presidency. You were minister in charge or responsible for agriculture, minister of state.
They make an ask you. In the Kenoforiata and this
position near the amano no. Constitution nema president ho kwan. And in that position na the amano near the Ghana sikani bitwiane.
Na emma Ghana for ho kwan me question.
Yes, why not?
We are able to question
because the tieni say they say so na two omampeni no for. And it is or no as a finance minister nanke hu no most of the time so yeah, the taxi be back no year town hall meeting on but this time around you are not going to see him doing something like that but Osha office wa okahubi so you can't take
and so Osha office wa na okahubi at the end of the day him the kind of advisor or the Bema president no enti na eye krono nto aso na bi na me kan ho ase me dwan me statement no na ya no abam ni ntina me hu ne me pese me hu ba bia me de ko what I want to say is that we na free finance ministry ho we responsible for managing the economy. No ye na free ho and ye de na ko ba bia one or ye more protected president per se on person adwumadi a no it will come under public scrutiny to set time and no ministry of finance na or the policies begu abontia we can go after him this time around or two president for so on to no in camera. Or yeah, the camera basically so no kind of so what I'm saying is that we're in a free position you bet to me scrutinize the activities and then na kwa share baby or you more protected or bet me di bonene more because South Finance Minister ya appointing the little I know about him all his portfolio or a deputy minister energy. Now, all kind ni academic background. I think it's only BA in economics, right? And an MPhil in economics. MPhil is a research something. I mean, but then Osha, he is an energy expert.
Yeah.
We are no free wa. Oko Ministry of Finance wa omo two deputies. Two deputies in Obako de John Kuma. John Kuma is a lawyer or a legal practitioner. Now, Abena or say, right?
Yeah, Abena or say, Bibi
so. Some conform me in some way in our more cap Ministry of Finance. Any baby or my Ghana, you see, Kasem, any economy no atitia pansamadruno. In my opinion, we need expert who understands what is happening to the economy, what is happening to other economies outside our jurisdiction. Omube to me within this last because you call elections, and you know, say you call elections are normally economy no a little bit shaky because politicians be jai sikagu system inflation be kosoro. What did the So at the end of the day, you need somebody who has that expertise, who has that technical ability. I am not writing off the minister designate. say ontimi nya adwuma no. But look, if you listen to economic discussions at the level of being a minister, and yet the prelims, and yet primary discussion. Are you getting what I'm saying? And yet primary discussions. Because when you go for economic forums and seminars, it's not about say true speech. You need to understand the figures. You need to understand the technicalities. You need to understand the language of economics. You need to understand the terminologies to be able to appreciate the conversation when it comes to accounting, finance. When it Obibeka Chem say or director general and ministry or say or director
chief director
chief directors and I said the ministry has experts. MPP Nibiti Hankasa no Obeka said the ministry has experts. Or more guide ministry minister there a supervisory ministry. But I bet to differ. Because the same way constitution no castre say who ponti attorney general. With all due respect, don't mean kofa just an ordinary certificate holder bia so uncle attorney general's office. He must be a lawyer. The reason is that he is going to practice law at that particular ministry. Or the mrano na ekwakoye adwuma. The same way and I buy in sikasem ho I have gone through the history of Ghana. There has never been a timer ya appointed finance minister only that in-depth knowledge about economics. Ushe Ken Ofori-Atta okoye ne ono krampra oye investment banker. Why economics or Yale's University, which throughout his career he has been in the banking field, in the finance field, and all of that. Or no neja in this kind of economy you. Or no I'll say before 2016, na mitie Ken Ofori-Atta or Varsat TV we near friend. I think I'm right. Varsat TV. Now wajijia dem say na oyibrofo no mako ti se teleni a opamatade no kekasi ani fefefefe mete wona metie na msi papa idie se daachi bia onya kwan be minister utumi se Ghana be ko nanim pa o eno mpuni o na yedrum pempenso a ye hia obi a obetimi ayiyen. Just recently the finance minister presented your friend is saying budget or parliament, and he said we are turning the corner. I understand we are turning the corner. If we are turning the corner, now President Fee said finance minister, baby, we've
10, we are turning.
Oh, we've turned the corner. Yeah. Just we are 10 years. Yeah. Now President Fee said, baby, finance minister here Jumedru. If he say new hands, new brains, new energy, ebabe sum. Now audience kobosha asase so a eno ni baby ayedu yana. I don't understand, honestly speaking, because say who appointed other ministers, interior, Greater Accra, Agrek, whatever. Now who appointed somebody with competence. I don't have any difficulty with that, because President Akufo-Addo ebepe omampani edi no o ka kire yen say one of the reasons why into Okofa Dr. Bawumia ebeka na ho no is because Dr. Bawumia eti economy na se. He is an economist. Into ordinary nim die. Listen o. Was it Dr. Bawumia di nim die? Na abra no wo Bank of Ghana. Na President Kufuor president no. Eye Dr. Bawumia mu nim die mu na ma dollar ekọ 1 cedi to $1. Into wakofa no the number. Se omeboa no se na ebe ya economy no ebetumi agina ne nan so. Even at a time or presenting to the party or more objective to it, he stated emphatically, so in terms of economics, here obi obetumi manage economy ni ye amaye ne de, he will go for Dr. Bawumia, and he was able to convince them. Are there not people with finance background who can help us? Sir Papa, I don't doubt his competence. I don't doubt his credibility and his credentials. I don't have any difficulty appreciating him. But what I am saying is that at this point in time, Is he the best person? Is he the right person to help build the economy that is in tatters right now? Economy na adwiregu no. Eye papa we ana say President Akufo-Addo de naba as sacrificial lamb. At the end of the day, ono na eba be soa kenofori ataboni nyina manana. Is that the case?
Okay, what about other sectors? Asensu Boachi, you're moving from a Ministry of Works and Housing, and then now ACO, Ministry of Roads and Highways.
Ministry of Works and Housing, contract biya nkoso ho. Bibiya ni ho a ekoso sika biya mfa ho. Enti no roads the contract there biya maybe. What you say? The president pe obi a obetimi a cheska no ska na be kan nsa obehunu ba bi a e wo so odi ska ne ko. Enu nti no de Asensu Boachi. Say Asensu Boachi the beloved son. Ode na kwhye ho no. In any case, sa Kojo Opon Kruma ye ni free Ministry of Information. And then they call Ministry of West and Housing. Kojo Opon Kruma Ministry of Information ho. And then baby no onye. Me, he has disappointed me in any way. Kojo Opon Kruma has disappointed me because ye mu bi ni etie no joy. Ye sori anopa e ho na e a radio station eto. Kojo voice nkuanti me radio mi chim nto ba bia. Eti na minim say the way I know criticize President Mahama. Na minim say so onya opportunity no oba ban mu a. Enko obeye sonko. But unfortunately, what the no ho foreign cat ye ni nyina, cat ye the apro ni nyina antino. He is also part of it. Huntor, what I want to say is that na yi bia free me the way akosha ha ma change way no. In it doesn't, to me, it will not impact this government in any way. What I say, the impact of what President Akufo-Addo has done, I don't see how this would impact anything. Any back one appointment, I think I'm so comfortable with it. Titus Glover. You understand? I know him from a distance. I mean, I like how he is. And I like his commitment to the people and his job and all of that. I think for that, I don't have any difficulty. Titus being the regional minister, I don't have any problem. What I say? But then, me see any way na me expect it. Any fa we kwa ha na fa we braha. Any no na me hwehwe. The na me hwehwe ne say, Bawumia in his last statement or say or no obedi president. He will work with 60 or 50?
I say 50.
50 ministers. Not less than, I think that's the word he used.
Yeah.
Not less than 50 ministers, right? Enti, President Akufo-Addo, Ekojina platform so car say, you are distancing yourself from the records of the MPP. You go back to the people and tell them that you were misled by Akufo-Addo. Okay? And so the people should vote for you. And thinking Ghanaians are gullible to vote for you. This statement is very profound. And it's going to resonate every now and then. Be a discussion with Bebebiano. Say President Akufo-Addo statement no make it no. Say Ghanaians are not gullible. Say when you run away from the records of the MPP and you want to build your own records and convince the people of Ghana, say you were misled by Akufo-Addo because we mate or not taking the decision. Whether you are not part of the decisions, but Ghana phone him say all the policies that has gone on in this administration, you know, you were the one who championed it. You championed all of these things. And one thing also that Huntor may bring it to your attention. President Akufo-Addo say uko primaries na u lose we MP. Na uko primaries na u lose. Na we minister wana bema immediately opekwan bia faso apamu.
Sala huno.
Sana mi huno. Within 2020 MP sa omu lusu omu seat nyina opamu omu nyina. Ah no omu ye deputy ministers. Even omu no omu ye ministers nyina opamu omu nyina.
It's true.
Opamu omu nyina.
It's true.
This time around, omu call primaries omu lusu omu seat nyina no opeso oyi omu free na ban. because I think he has problem with loyalty, your loyalty to him or to the party. I don't know which is which. But that has been the norm. Enti sa reshuffle we no ye ne de. As usual, Ofi say you are no more useful to him and I say on to me enyusu emfa no nye ne diabolism na oye na. He has to get away with you because look, I listened to one Amanyosem MP on Metro TV. A friend Dr. Adomako.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That man is fantastic. Very objective. He says he's here only parliament. He's not going to parliament. And it is here the government business between anymore. He is going to look at it and look at it again. It's not going to be the usual business where the chief whip would have to whip them in line. This time around,
and it is one lusu primaries ananka
you Adrian Bonny sent no lusu here no. Na comment na was here no say wo Adrian Bonny na lusu elections no. And no President Akufo-Addo ehun to lusu primaries the next thing look at all those that were sacked. Omo nyina ye nkofo a omo aka say e da say omo nko parliament biem ana say omo ko election omo anwini. So for me akwasiko no ogina nkwantia me who the impact of the reshuffle. Now let me bring to your attention. In 2016, President Mahama during that time or your reshuffle kakra oyi benifoni. Do you know the statement Bawumia made? Bawumia said emphatically that dear President Mahama aye or ye for vote for elections and that is not going to impact anything. That is what Dr. Bawumia said. Enti ene me pese me busa Dr. Bawumia and President Akufo-Addo say what they have done so far. What is the impact? How is moving Kojo Opon Kroma from the Ministry of Information to Works and Housing? How is it going to impact the life of the ordinary Ghanaian now? Today is one of my busy days. Enti me coffee, me fiti an open na me coffee. Me ba na me si o ma me mfa me pese me bo company ni di. O ja say. Omo wo Laboni, sa ha Laboni
rich.
No, the other side.
So your Laboni.
Laboni.
Okay.
Na me nkope bibi kakra nkama no. Hwe vat egu aduane o, enye se me koto product bia o. This is food and drinks that I took this evening.
VAT egusu yes, taxes egusu.
Taxes egusu ni mitua NHIL 2.5%, 4 CD 38 pesos.
Okay.
Mitua get found 2.5%, 4 CD 38 pesos. Mitua COVID levy, COVID miti hey, me kota aduane na mididi a. Mitua COVID levy 1%, 1 CD 75 pesos. Ena mitua we den TR levy ere.
You know.
Ena mitua TR levy. MPP for me chere me TR levy no asechere. And also 1%, 1 CD 70 pesos. And I'm three VAT 15%, 27 CDs 83 pesos. And I'm wa. So in total no. Check
my bonus is here now.
O betena ha na wo kasa. Obi tifia until the wo kanase. We nyese makoto product wo ba bia o. Me kokodi die ekom de me. Ena me real restaurant say me kwa kodidi. Me didi wie ye no. Bill a ye de bre me no. Taxes na egusu no dose chen aduane na me toye no. Taxes, aban taxes are urgent no. E dose last week me betena ha. Now I was making reference to the taxes that government has imposed on the ordinary Ghanaian. Now MPP ni nete ha. No defend it. And these are the kind of people President Akufo-Addo referred to as gullible. They are so gullible. MPP supporters. Omo ye gullible la say sebi preduasa. Usa go tamunsuo de mo so omo normal ombe no. Just because what the red, blue and white egu nsuo nim. Wasa go tamunsuo now the red, blue and white egu nsuo nim. What the man so normal ombe no. Adwene na do mutiri no. Unhu ba bi am ko fa free. And they are the reason why we are suffering the way we are suffering. It's at the end of the day, menkoto obi ade. Look, I paid with Momo. Omode be on a breme no. Me the Momo ne tia e. Enti me say tia e levy levy 1% on the amount and also can faka home.
The aduane any nsuo a woto ye ene virgin mojito den
ayi bi nom de ahaban agugu
and grill half chicken ni aduane ni nyina no waduane ni nsuo ni na bibia drinks 175 Ghana cedis and na wotua tax wow 39 Ghana cedis 90 something
tax
one into a carbon 215 Ghana cedis. And the value of the food now kasa the 175 but the taxes no almost 40 Ghana cedis.
Where you aduane o se me koto fuel a egu me car ma eno so ho tax a metua
enti se wo di 11 ne tua ya
me di momo
ne tua ya momo no ti say this 200 Ghana cedis
215 no 2 cedi bibi pesos
no net government bet you 1%
1%
it means 2 Ghana cedis 1.5 pesos na network no so at me 1% nti eno nyina obetua like 3 Ghana cedis to the beka we ho a it may spend close like 43 Ghana cedis
we ya aduane a me di enwumere no ho ka sika matua ma aban no ukoto fuel egu kama and also the same taxes and obetua obi tifie on to fuel on to hwe kontomire wone dan echi MPP for no omo nto hwe kontomire wone dan echi nyaado amoko ni nyina bi wone dan echi nkokọ wone dan echi nto owura no achibi no ode etinu uka asema
bo beto nkyere
on to nkyere nkyere nso otubi odan adan nsuo ne bi dan echi
anyway I mean ka messages akra ya beto asonko
na mommy etina o mamu na ye bre ase ye de ahoma aso ye mene.
Okay, and the first message was a sinking ship captain. Good evening. But why is Mr. John Mahama disgracing himself in the politics like that? Everywhere he goes with childish analysis. Massa, Huntor, journalists in this country are doing nothing except wasting time to discuss unnecessary comment from politicians. Massa, go out
responded to
there with your station and apply one district, one factory. Nana Abuaje Trimudahine, Vidim no de Aba. If you are doing nothing, you are also wasting your time to send message to contribute on the show. It means, oh dear, and yes, you are not only doing nothing. It's
no,
like,
can I respond to that?
No.
Me fair judgment. No, I'm not criticizing. No, Dabi, what I want to say is that Ghana for say, when you move din komo, na oba form, na o chire enyo ama Ghana ni no ate enyo se send the enyo tie wo form a omo mpeu ti se de ba omi akogina podium na o keka brofo akase no obo na no ho po chechecheche ekufo adu kogina platform so no aka ne ketre matale so the people no aka ne ketre
Ajaku this program Amanyosem.
That is what Ghanaians are interested.
Amanyosem program is not about what you want to hear. It's about what you need to hear.
Eti me pesa me kire ne say President Mahama nkomodie no nkomodie a it relates to poverty na wo di tifie no a wo dey text no no na President Mahama ka cho so oba woni adwuma ye obema nkokọ buo ni ama nkokọ na wanye nkokọ wo fie ho na bronya ba wanya bi aton
Mamenka was the teams to win the Champs League played.
What's that?
Obi sports. Was a good evening, Same. Ghanaians have really suffered under this current regime of Akufo-Addo Bawumia, nonsense called government. The same Bawumia who said he is leading the solid economic management team and that the NDC does not even remember the economic management team. Today, he had disowned his own so-called economic management team due to the massive mismanagement he pretended as the chairman. Liars will always suffer credibility. Faisa Mutaru, the Fitrobo constituency, no, we say, I like this fair, just and reasonable gentleman admonition. Or says, history will be kind to him. The guest on the left. I should say message here. No, I'm saying the buy message that I'm pushing their mommy. Because you want Sammy, good evening, or say, and your crew. Sammy, please play the video of Ken Oforiatta after visiting the house. Those who were praising him that they are going to do. What are they going to do now? Shame on them. Shame to them. And teacher Charles Edifrey, at Matri and the Abrea, Kerefrata could read last budget, or call a Minister of Finance, and you want no more to honor. Where's the good evening, Mr. Huntor? I say it's not going to be easy for JM in the 5 northern region coming 2024 election. My fellow northerners understand politics very well to extent that no region can compare. They vote for good manifestos, good works, and good policies, not the guitar as Baumia keeps misleading us. Even though he is my uncle, but I will vote against him this 2024 if Allah gives me long life. Because the 5 northern regions still need more development facilities, roads, water, light, communication networks, schools, hospitals, jobs, etc. This hardship in the north is all about wicked leaders by government appointees. Instead of them to create jobs for them, they are rather doing them at SAF. Ghana is only Kumasi and Accra. My name is Rashid Bawa, Rama Town, and no de free de Abosi Bumayara no de free by. Okay. Well, Mr. Huntor, good evening. Please ask Vice President Baumia if every NSS personnel will be given NSS certificate, because without it, you cannot be employed at public sector. If I'm right, after tertiary school, no day about any abana school in Gua and Nebusawe. Well, so good evening, Huntor. My parents used to send me money when I was in SHS in the year 2010. The MPP did not bring anything about e-cash, so Benghazi should no message. Me patrol director MC and patrol message. You must send a message about the day. Almost send a bad run. We don't want repetition. Wesi Baolaya has nothing to offer. We, the wise Ghanaians, fellas, Ajewuda, Jubuku, Jauvi, Edifree Anglo, Alakpelen Odiwe, Efree Abaye. Okay, now let's move on. Now, you can know this for a press conference. Now, press conference or me and Ninano. As some more I can say. Se Ghana for to aba Emma Dr. Muhammadu Baumia, it is a Omampeni Nanado, and Omama the third term, say on Twasu, and yet Nejuma. Ejaku, only NDC4 ARJ say a vote for Baumia, a third term vote for Ekufuado.
No doubt about it. You know, the Ghana near Onyan Tiasia and Onyan who say a vote for Baumia is a third term for not only Akufo-Addo, it's a third term for Ken Ofori-Atta, Gabi Ochire-Darko, Asante Bedi-Etuo, any omo motwa no ho ahia nyina. It's a third term for them. Because Baumia is not part of MPP. MPP tradition, Baumia nka ho. Where import goods. Akufo-Addo ko importe no de ne bae. Everything about Baumia indicates that he is NDC. Ne maami owo no, ne papa owo no, efia etiti ni womu bibia cheso NDC ni. Where import duty, import goods, importe no ne de ne ba MPP mu. Enti obia ni ho mo a onim Dr. Baumia within the MPP, eka Akufo-Addo, ene omo a omokofa na de ne bae no. Baumia is loyal to President Akufo-Addo and the people that made him the vice president that he is today. Enti say obejina ho enunti ena ode sa message number say I am my own man, because ono ankasa nim say he is not his own man. And the kind of Akufo-Addo that we have known today, no, everybody knows say he is a dictator. He's autocratic, he's arrogant, he's vindictive, he's self-centered. And he said, what to aba na what the ma Baumia? It's more or less like you are keeping Akufo-Addo in office. Because assembly no be free Akufo-Addo enum aba Baumia endiso and I say onfanya adwuma. Until at the end of the day, it's the same. Now, I could find on your crown converses a constitution. But when who's a baby, I do not be a gun for Betriamano. And nothing or pair can be fast, well, bully, Alan Kojotra Martin, any other contestant in you free election him and making sure, say, Baumia will win. Because Baumia and Winia, all the money that they have created, looted, and shared, they would have to refund the money back to the state. And that call will not be made by President Mahama. That call will be made by the good people of this country. And you Ghana for the make it a call. No. Enti omo announce omo retirement from domestic politics. Omo betina domestic politics mu. Omo free domestic akwa African politics. So opa ko global politics. After 2025, you will come back to answer questions. Some people feel like, oh, maybe man kwaji appointment biya. Enti sika biya midi biya ni medini free. Everywhere you were consulted, everywhere your firm was consulted, every engagement you had with government, you will explain to the people of this country. So what free domestic politics more, so what African politics, so what global politics, so you will come back here. And I just say investment na makoya wa Guyana no. Omutu na omukotena Guyana ho. Mo mu nsikuru mu ha bi. Na so also betena kurom ha. Woni ye nyina betena kurom after 2024 there. Now, NDC should not even anticipate, say, Ghanaians are going to vote for Baumia. Talk less of saying, say, a third term for Akufo-Addo. That thing will not happen in this country.
Why?
It will not happen because some of us are here to tell Ghanaians the credibility deficit of Baumia, credibility deficit of Oka Asem and Na, or China, no adane no akan different things. He is a flip-flopper.
The MPP a delegate, but 64% or more than 64% voted for Baumia to become a flag bearer. Then I just said Ghana for.
So also suppress amount for. Now o shape omu in line. Minumi anuti krom ha. And the chairman untumi aligning up all Ashanti regional constituency chairman. And was shaping everybody in line to vote for Baumia. Why do you think Alan Kojoche Martin left the party? He left the party because he felt he wasn't given a fair playground for the elections. You and I know the amount of money government pushed into this particular election for Baumia to win. A DNT and a Kenya Japan onya about 37-38% of the votes. Kenya Japan, less than a year of campaign, was able to pull about 38% of the vote. What I say? What makes you think? Do you think Canada Japan is the kind of person the MPP delegate will want him to become president? Before what delegate ni bimu? And on the koto abanama Canada Japan. Answer fast forward. We lose elections, no. We say aso asensu so. Answer delegate na mfi no. Who voter ni nua ni nyae. And now who voter asensu nyae. We say okun wo ha wakum sen so. Who say delegate ni fi no. Oman fi no. It tells you say Dr. Baumia na omo mpe. If say omo the credible candidate ekoya, the person would have won about 97 to 98% vote from the delegates. And yes, 67 wasam nieka. And go and check the history of the MPP. Anytime anybody gets less than 70% of the vote from the delegate, you will lose the elections. Go and check your records. Who told you that Baumia will be president in this country? How? Obe fine. Opama Rebecca Kufuor Nkotena Electoral Commission as chair. We say Baumia will lose the elections. Because Ghanaians are not gullible. Sabi Ghana for majimiana. Say munyimi. Na Ghana for nyimi they are. And ye na ekwambe so no obefa. Because that is what the president is saying. Or say what ho every MPP yabako sem ho. Okay? The legacy that we have built. I can tell you all the promises that Dr. Baumia promised the people of this country. Was it one district, one factory? Where is the one district, one factory? Was it one village, one dam? Where is the dams? Was it one constituency 1 million? Where is the one constituency 1 million? Was it by the time they leave office? One can say by the time they leave office.
Was it 2 years?
2 years. Every household will have a toilet.
Was it there will not be any village or town
without a toilet
that will have problem with water and toilet or toilet?
And the water and toilet in our Vice President will be there 8 years in. What the TV who now did na who ne pe. Also I fast now doom TV no. Toilet home common kwan wodi. What kind of nonsense is that? You think that Jimmy say any joker, any comedian should be allowed to be president of this country? Me ma wa die bi. Mamika semcho. Look at presidents. Okay? Out of our jurisdiction. Ya Ghana Hana America. Out of our jurisdictions. And yet, African president cried, they say, I know my would. But a young man like Dr. Bawumia, okay? So, Jina, Honor Kasa, look at his posture. So, Oboni Trinko, so, Pija na Betty, no, dane no home, that's a Mwebi, Jina Honina.
And they say, Obia is Obia.
Hey, Massa, you were presidential posture. And you say president, and then you from come a year, new force, your friends say. Kwame Bediako. Any to Abamane. Who can say president die no eda form? When him say president kura chero say dey also nante. President Mahama nante ohun ne nante. President Mahama nante ogina ho no okasa ohun. When President Mills was alive, or call parliament no presentation, you don't see. Even Akufo-Addo ya wabon ikro ko gina ho. Look at his posture. Or call international conferences. Look at how he conduct himself. You must have that presidential charisma. And you say Obia to turn inside to turn in
director me pacha mo fa Dr. Muhammad Bawumia presentation ko fa bi entonche na mo de once o kasa ne ni body language
ni body language na odi gina ho no say presidential body language wo de ni ko gina UN na wo de Bawumia ko gina UN so onye presentation obewie na omu nyina asore ko obewie ade no because they were all ye no o ma dwen ben say de be tuo bi hye no no person o yi tumbo o mo they don't know. That is not how a president should carry himself. And he's been 7 years as vice president. President a ojina podium so kasa no asosidium quick no adani nani no ahwe nachi concert nkwa comedy.
Me ba jobo da mo fa nto nche na once aye kasa no fa
MPP for na omo pese omo to aba e de maba umia no.
It say
MPP for na omo pese omo to aba maba umia no. Omo hwe ni posture ene ni demeanor when he's on platforms and he's talking. If that is the kind of president that we want to lead this country, MPP for now, Omudi Dr. Bawumia Chino, I'm so disappointed in them. Omuni any principle, any credibility whatsoever. When you people were fighting Dr. Bawumia, if this is unpresidential, I want to say, be or unpresidential, that won't be that. For parliament, who make a statement to be here? You see, this is unparliamentary. Even in parliament, no more dressing or more dressing. You cannot just dress anyhow and go to parliament. So we don't want this kind of press. This guy, why? I don't know, mommy, I can't say I don't. Ghana no, I am full. I am so weak.
But I said the way I can say there. We say work about 24-hour economy. And I say. I don't know the campaign platforms so you can move around.
Don't push me. I'm being honest with some of these things. Look, Mr. Tikan say Bawumia is unpresidential. And yet that's a move. And I'm telling you that even in parliament, you cannot. You cannot,
this one.
Yes, you cannot dress anyhow to parliament. You cannot make certain statements in parliament.
I know
they
the
say
statement
that it is unparliamentary.
Yeah, I'm kind of unparliamentary.
As a president, Obi Awoya vice president, address this one, he's the certain vice president. Into whether say a MPP or whatever, he's representing Ghana. Regardless of the fact say MPP for Nekushia. This is our vice president. Am I right or wrong?
And it's about me and some more car ye. Division ya or outline ye. say ayade e beboa Ghana for
emunia na beboa Ghana
ebetimi asesa ya brabo Baumia so ba number 1 obe stabilize the physical consolidation no obe making sure say see the na ho de ni begina so obe create jobs after so digital economy ni nyina ayade o de beba affirmative Baumia so be sada menina and say yemfa ne say Baumia wo vision a obetimi asesa Ghana ehyebre kra fi o hayi wo mu a because say okasa wo nyina fa akonti no ma ento abama no
President Mahama I issue statement or say what repeatedly said MPP for say President Mahama left the economy in a mess. He left the economy in the mess. Now he came back telling us say me dem say sa ni posture ni di me na unpresidential as to whether they are going to work on it or they will not work on it. I'm going to use it in my analysis.
Okay, from today, so I monitor.
Monitor. The previous videos in Monkohe. Now, Monche, say we need the president. President Mahama, after leaving office, 7 years after leaving office, is telling Ghanaians that in 2016, he set up a sinking fund. And in that sinking fund, he left $550 million in the sinking fund. 7 years after Dr. Baumia has managed this economy, how much money is left in that sinking fund that President Mahama created? This morning, one of my colleagues was sending me IMF said international reserves are Ghana yewono. It's almost empty.
Yeah, I saw that.
IMF, yeah. Almost international reserves. Ghana yesika ye bobo anu di kogu amanone. Say ebeso yasene ye ko cranium import ye ko cranium afiri amanone aba ene ade sika oman ni sika ya bobo anu ye di akogu amanone no. President Akufo-Addo ene na ba mufo omo di sika no nyina. Omo discarding you. Unim said some time ago, say our international reserves, is whatever.
Yeah.
Omo koji loan. No, omo de converse parliament. Parliament pass loan. Emergency so omo here scan. Some no say that is the report from IMF. Me read the President Mahama kind. President Mahama said before he left office, he left GIFIX and I'm going to say.
Ghana Infrastructure
Investment Fund. He left almost about $350 million in that account. President Mahama set up the Exim Bank to support Africa trade
and
export. Look, what has happened to all these things that President Mahama left the MPP? Tama covered the buy-in. Where did they get money to start buying vaccines? Sika President Mahama Jao Hodo, and Omudi Omusako Boom, and Omukoyibi. At the end of the day, I don't doubt Vice President Baumia. So obetimi aye anaso ontimi. What I am asking him is that what is the state of our economy? Sir President Mahama Tumia Beka the Odija Ghana. Look, before President Mahama left office in 2016 near our IMF, now you are called for loan facility of $900 million. As at the time President Mahama was leaving office, only $300 million na aba. The time of President Akufo-Addo, almost $600 million no. Esa extended facility no 1 more year. Okay? And almost stabilize the economy because that time President Mahama explanation or the man call IMF no was that no percent or solidify economy no. No percent economy no yet stronger. And nothing a man or call IMF. A dear seminar, I don't want to use certain statement. Abronya Mokai was see President Mahama was born into no call IMF. President Mahama call IMF the ordinary 9 million call you. President Akufo-Addo ne kanufori ata call IMF so no. No more that stretch so. ɛna ɔmo de kɔ IMF ɔmo nko todwa gu fam ɔpa akyɛw ansa na IMF consider it. Because of that strong economy that President Mahama left the MPP ɔmo ba abɛn no 2018 2019 the economy was so good and they were taking credit for it. Mihu obia oba abemu a odua ana okọ afuom na odua abura adekye a na wakọ say maburo na medua ye nra no eso aba anyini ama makotwa de abafi. Eye abapapa NDC ene John Mahama dua ye no eno so bi na mote no 2018 2019 e ma madwene ye mo said be mo wo good economic policy bi eno na dada mo start reorganize kan because they thought said there were too much money to spend because of how good the economy was. The MPP felt there was too much money in the economy so mo reorganize ka ye hu. Now I'm asking, when President Mahama was leaving office, now about 120 billion Ghana cedis.
Sabosia ni bosia car na Ghana ye dear
from car na da hono no 120 billion Ghana cedis.
Rollins Atamos plus 1.
Very good. Me no ka say Ghana ye de ka say over 700 billion Ghana cedis. A car Ghana ye de no. And what compare a Juma President Mahama ye polyclinics I will see here, regional hospitals I will see here, market I will see here, Kotokraba market, KJT market, any other project or very visible. Ghana for omunya gullible no, omubetimi follow, omubehu, a juma papa ni ye no. Nina Ghana for bit ho, a comma a deno, or sorry, no, say mobile money. But ubehu no MPP t-shirt, no the Dr. Baumiechi. Me, for the last year, enemy job mobile money mount. Me send me message say me send no mobile money me chat to biem because me di me sika be ma wo na wo be wie no wo be kɔ no no post Dr. Baumia e wɔ ni status me send you won't ask me any help for me to give to you because I'm not gullible. You are gullible, that's why you are poor. What dwen no want to me you so adwen ni ye obi odi Dr. Baumia chibia no na dwen mu ha te se ono anti no they are not able to do anything reasonable with their lives because baby ana Ghana wo na dollar e 4 pesos. This same person came telling us if the fundamentals are weak the exchange rate will expose you. Joy FM granted an interview asema o kan yan say we are where we are because of reckless borrowing. Reckless borrowing. Now, reckless borrowing in Yajai. Today, as a country, we cannot even service our external debt. Yet we are here saying, oh, inflation, I'm 22%. Oh, exchange rate, and I'm 12 cedis. And people are still, and Kofua, Omoma, Menon Papanum, Atitu Omomo Remudio Mako School. Also Munyanim dear, any nyansa. To be able to differentiate between a gullible statement and a person. Any obi obetimi do minor konanim. Look at just these few times. Canada, any UK for bio mo pnoto ho kakra. Uhu nipa dodo edwane free Ghana ha. Unfortunately, no, Ghana for kro ye o madwini mo ha na Ghana de. Huntor, let me tell you something. Obi oni mi bia nim se me amanone nya baby amani je ho papa bi internationalization kura nya de a me interested but I'm beginning to have a second think. So at one point when I get the opportunity to naturalize, I have to naturalize and leave this country because I don't know the kind of people we are. So at the end of the whole pass at the end of the whole look when we were in this country during the time of NDC Ghana Teachers Association, omobeko demonstration. Omuwie ya Ghana Medical Association so omoko demonstration. Omuwie ya Trade Union Congress so omoko strike. Omuwie ya we so omoko strike. President Mahama was in this country. Atem di die ben. Ena esankama mo, omo ni di President Mahama. Esankama say I work like a bull. I work like a bull. Ene, is he not working like a bull? Some of us we are working like a bull. And idiots are chopping our money. We are working like bulls, and yet we are not seeing anything. Look at the taxes that MPP as a government has imposed on Ghanaians. 15% electricity. Now electricity no outside na utumeto. Unim uko baby omoton vendors neton. The highest a Ghanaian can come and buy is 50 cedis, 100 cedis. Wako to electricity 50 cedis, 100 cedis. Yet, you do 15% tax. Cars, any the kind of life government officials or them look at the way they are living their lives. Napco for no mobile no so mobile for madumano. And then Napco for no more. Fre Napco, Nabus almost say, Omo Arias came about 7 months, so Monsa can as or Monsankai. Dr. Baumia Bekatre say, John Mahama is incompetent because he's not paying nurses allowance. 24 months ni. Kobusa nurses or more nursing school, so allowance year 3. 24 months ni Kobusa teachers, so allowance year 3. What kind of a country is this? Enti adiani nya, ye nyina ye ntumi nya ya adwene say, me asama mete ha making. Say President Mahama eba no be repeating the same thing one in appointees eba no mu be wies kana corruption ne e kana wonte a eno de me nko TV station na me nko kan me set studio ni bi wo me fie hwa na nko be fa ne la.
Okay, ma men kai Facebook comment ye nia Wisdom Musa or say Huntor, God bless you. Or say, do you know MPP their lives if your MPP want to do something they will start it years before they do it. But your message in the sabra be my message in your clear. Come a person mechanic in Adama, but yen you have some motor message in the Macan of WhatsApp and into me and some kind of same thing will happen. Okay, I just wrap up.
May wrap it up. Huntor, me, I cannot campaign for someone who is being alleged to be a thief. What's your statement now, Mimi? He's being alleged, said Dr. Baumi, or a cromfo. Or ye re. Never or ye reno. Menewoka say there's a case before the special prosecutor. Assembling in an say an individual be or imported rice. If you are manoneba krumha. About 10-40 feet containers. Neniba na hosono. Na letterhead from the office of the vice president. Akwa clear ne mono. Akwa chichama. Ramadan for. Ananya Ramadan. Nkamufo. Yenu anu muzira for. Akwa chiche. Dr. Baumia na chair mono. Ye kwa hwehwe mu no. Na letterhead ekwa clear mono free port hono. Eye office of the vice president. Ye kobusa ye no Dr. Baumia so wonim ho hwe. Enipa na o perpetrate sa act no me ne wo kase oda so Dr. Baumia officer o ye adwuma ye nyi na di oda so ne nam ho etide e de be credibility e na Dr. Baumia gina so se ye mfa nto aba mfama no eno ne ye 1 2 e de ba de na Dr. Baumia nim efa PDS krono a omobebo oman we no e de na onim fa ho. Is he ready to tell Ghanaians his share of the money, his contribution to the scam, the people that were behind PDS? Is he ready to tell us before we will even listen to him? Omo kase, we should give him a hearing. We should give him a hearing. Your man hearing that no. Obeka nyansa sembi a chere Ghana fa nkonka nyansa sembi a chere. Obegina podium so a enye siri hehe enu oyi. Nsankwaya ni jokings no obegina no waka. So what is there for anybody to think that a serious country like Ghana, Nando, President Akufo-Addo, before the president crown was coming here, maybe mu believe who said the Benyansan be who ni trimama or no crown will be your mind or better to a mine jesse. Okay. Now I know Dr. Baumia no no bet me. Abusia na bema comedy jumade nyina ese na yenua Julius so entumi ama so entumi amant beda no aba enti ekosolo na yada ase callers amfrey ye mo am send message Facebook and WhatsApp yada mo ase MCR and control yada mo ase me did some Huntor from the captain of the dress Yesu Kristo amanetin komo a edajo ada ye be se edi ehia. Have a blessed weekend.